Hey, Jerry Fetta here. I want to share with you my problem with Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant. You're going to see why I don't follow it in today's video. Stay tuned. Hey, Jerry Fetta here, owner, founder, and CEO of Wealth Dynamics with today's Fetta Facts. All facts, no opinions. And I'm going to give you some facts today. Now, sometimes facts are used to give you information, right? I've learned facts about finances that added to my financial dictionary, they added to my financial IQ, and I've had facts that helped me dispel things that weren't true that were holding me back, right? And so that's what I want to do today. I want to share with you a fact that is going to dispel something for you that you've probably seen before. You've probably read the books, you've probably seen the videos, and you're probably trying to follow it, right? And you're maybe not getting there, not because there's something wrong with you, not because you're not smart, unable, whatever, maybe because the system isn't true. The thing you're following isn't a viable tool, right? Now, a little bit about me and all this stuff, just so you know, guys. I've built seven-figure businesses before. I'm a millionaire. I'm age 32, financially independent, right? So I've done all this stuff and all the blah blah and the accolades, right? But the thing is I'm a regular guy. I'm a dad. I'm a husband, right? I'm a friend. I go to church. I try and donate. I try and do the best I can. I'm trying to grow my business. I'm just like you. And so when I share these Fetta Facts videos, my purpose and my intention is to give you the true facts about finances as I've observed them, right? With almost 15 years of experience in this industry, helping individuals, families, entrepreneurs build more wealth. Look what just arrived. I just got my copy of the Blueprint to Financial Freedom. Hey, enjoy the rest of the content. I don't want to interrupt you too long, but if you go to jerryfetta.com/B2F promo or click the link in the description, you can get your copy now. Right? Because I want to help good people. My vision is a planet where the majority of wealth is controlled by good people who use that wealth to make the world a better place. Okay, now let's talk about the cash flow quadrant. Now I want to draw this out on the whiteboard today. We're going to do some whiteboarding. Okay, so the cash flow quadrant. So we have employee, we have self-employed, we have business owner, and then we have investor, right? And I was taught this quadrant actually first in multi-level marketing when I was 18 or 19 years old. And at the time I was an employee, right? I was an employee, I was working a job, I was trying to do my best, I was trying to do the right thing, earn income, save money. I was 18 years old, I had ideas of becoming self-employed, I had ideas of running a business. I wasn't yet an investor. Right? I didn't know about investing. I was growing up, I grew up poor, so it wasn't like this was a thing for me where I was like, oh, investing. I had no idea about investing, right? But I was taught, I'm gonna give you the summary of what I was taught. I was taught most people are employees, right? And an employee has a job and they have a boss and they trade their time for money, and trading your time for money is bad, right? This is called active income, and I was told active income is bad. You don't want active income because active income has high taxes. You've got to trade time for it, right? You have a boss. What else? You have a job, a JOB, which I was taught stands for just over broke, right? So these were all of the reasons you didn't want to be an employee, right? Employee bad, and that's what I duplicated from that. I was like, okay, employee, I don't want to be an employee. Why would any employee? That's for suckers. Active income, who wants active income? That was my attitude after learning about this. Now there was self-employed. And I was self-employed. You have some tax deductions, right? More freedom, right? And then I was taught you are your own boss. And instead of having a job, you own a job. And I was taught being self-employed, that's better than being an employee. You should want to be self-employed more. And I thought, yeah, I could do that. I don't want to, who wants a boss? I don't want someone telling me when I can go to the bathroom. I don't want someone telling me my schedule. I don't like that. I don't want to be under the man. I don't want to have a boss. I want to be self-employed. But then I was taught, okay, yeah, but Jerry, you got business owners. Business owners, you get even more tax deductions. And, down here at self-employed, you still were trading your time for money. Remember, trading time for money is bad. You don't want to do that. So as a business owner, other people are trading time for money. You have other people working for you, and you don't have to do the work because you have other people, right? So you are the boss. Other people do the job for you, and here you've got, systems, and you've got people, and they're doing all this work for you, and you just have the money roll in. Doesn't it sound great to be a business owner? And I was like, that sounds amazing. I want to be a business owner. This sounds great. And then they're like, well, hang on. There's also investor. With an investor, you get even more tax deductions, right? And you have your money working for you. And your money becomes your employee, and your money goes out and it does all this. And you don't ever have a boss, and you don't have a job, and you don't need to worry about these pesky employees, and you'll never trade time for money again, okay? Everyone should want to be an investor. So I learned this, and I was like, man, this is brilliant, right? And I was taught if you're on the left side, your goal should be to get over to the right side. How do you become a business owner, and how do you become an investor? So that's immediately what I started working on. Okay, I quit my pizza job immediately, right? I quit my pizza job. I was like, screw that. That's a boss. That's active income, right? I don't want to do that. And I quickly became self-employed. Okay, I got into financial services. I got my licenses, and I was like, I'm going to start doing this financial services thing as a self-employed person, and I'm going to build a business, and that's going to be just like that. I'll be on the good side of the quadrant. Then I'm going to become an investor, right? Because I don't want active income. I want passive income. I don't want to trade time for money. I want money to just roll in, okay? Now, here's what happened. I quit my job. Okay, now at that job, between my household income, I was not making much, right? Let's whiteboard this part out too so you guys can see what was happening. Okay, at the time I was newly married, and my total income with this pizza job was not super high. It was not super high at all, right? So I was earning myself about $2,000 a month delivering pizza. Okay, my wife was earning maybe about $2,000 a month as well. So household income was about $4,000 a month. Now, on that $4,000 a month, we were able to save money. We were saving money every month, okay? But here's the problem. I was taught that this is active income. And there's something wrong with it. You do not want active income, okay? The other thing I was taught is savers are losers. Right? Savers are losers. You shouldn't save money. Money saving is for losers. You're never going to build wealth saving money. So what did I do? I quit my job. I stopped being an employee, got rid of my income source, became self-employed. Do you know what happened when I was self-employed? I made $3,000 the first month, and I thought, this is just as good as I thought. This was the magic thing I was missing. All I needed to do was quit my job and go to work for myself, and I could make more money. And I didn't have a boss, and I didn't have to trade time anymore. Okay, but guess what happened after that? Being self-employed meant I was my boss. I was my boss. I wasn't trained on running a business. I wasn't trained on time management. I wasn't trained on managing other people or myself. Right? So when I had a boss, I had somebody there who built a viable company that had customers that we didn't need to go out and find them. They were just there. And there was income for the business, and I had a steady paycheck, and I didn't need to go create all of those things. Here's what people don't tell you. When you become self-employed, you go through what's called the establishment phase. You do not get paid for the establishment phase. Establishing means you're putting in all the systems that any business on the planet has. Every single successful company has the same basic things in place. And when you become a self-employed person, you need to go build all of those. You're reinventing the wheel quite literally, and you're not going to get paid for those things. So my active income went away. Okay? When my active income went away, gone, so did my savings. I wasn't saving money anymore. All of a sudden, I was broke. I was struggling. I couldn't pay my bills. I actually ended up being homeless because of it, right? Because I was like, no, the cash flow quadrant. Just keep on being self-employed. You're going to get to the business owner soon. Okay, now here's the thing nobody told me about the business owner thing. That stuff is freaking hard. I don't recommend it. You need to be crazy to be a business owner. And when I say a business owner, that's not the same as self-employed. Business owner means you have other people working for you. You have payroll. You have regulators. You've got taxes. You've got human resources. You've got quality control. You've got all of the stuff a business has, and you're responsible for creating it all. You're responsible for making it pay you and all the other people. You get paid last. If there's not enough money, it's not like you're like, oh, I get money. No, there's nothing left for you. Everyone else got paid, you don't. You're responsible for correcting it all when it breaks. You're responsible for your reputation now because you have other customers. See, when I was a pizza guy, if I messed up, it wasn't my head on the line. They were going to go to the pizza place and say, hey, this place sucks, not this guy sucks, right? So the business owner thing, guys, I just got to the point where my business is what I call phase 2, meaning I don't do the day-to-day operations anymore. I do planning, I do management, I do leadership. That's it. I'm the CEO. I'm the CEO. Do you know how long it took me to get there? 12 years. 12 years. Okay? 12 years to get there. For 12 years, I struggled. For 12 years, I made about as much money as I would have made as a sales guy in someone else's company. Right? It was a grind, and it was a lot of learning, and it's a lot of figuring out how to do stuff that's already been done by other people. And I think most people shouldn't do it. Not that you're not able to, I'm saying it's not something you're going to enjoy doing, right? It's a lot of work. You're talking 60, 80 hours if you're a business owner. That's the sacrifice or the investment you make in the first 5 to 10 years to survive and actually get there. 95% of small businesses fail in the first 5 years. Okay, now here's the other thing on the investor side, right? There is no such thing as passive income, right? Now I'm not going to get into the bunny trail and in the weeds on this, but here's my fundamental problem with the cash flow quadrant. I believe all income is good income. Why? Because income allows me to improve the quality of life for myself, my loved ones, and for the world around me. Doesn't matter if I traded time for it or not. Doesn't matter where it came from. Doesn't matter if it was investment income or passive income. Income is income. It all spends the same. It all invests the same. It all saves the same, right? So when you go into this cash flow quadrant, all of a sudden you're taught active income is bad, right? And then the guy teaching you that principle gets the majority of his money from his active income. He works in his business. He promotes. He does videos. He writes books. That sounds pretty active to me. That's active income. It's money you traded time for. Right? So this idea that there's bad types of income violates a fundamental principle. Money is amoral. There is no good and bad when it comes to money. It's not like the money does crimes. The money is an inanimate object. It's not going to do anything. Right? So there's no such thing as bad income. Any income can be used. Income is a resource. You can use income to build wealth. Right? Now here's the other thing. It's kind of like saying like there's bad ways to make your wife happy, right? Like if you're married or your husband happy, where you're like, you know, you don't want to do this because if you do this, you trade time for it. And your wife, you know, it's going to be a lot more work and it's not going to be as good if you have to trade time to make your wife happy. You need to figure out how to do it without being involved, right? That would never work. I don't care what it takes to make my wife happy. I want to make my wife happy. Or raising your kids. There's bad ways to raise your children. You don't want to be involved, right? Trading time for this is bad. You don't want to do that. It's a lot of work, right? So what you want to do is you want to figure out how to be passive and not be involved and have someone else do it all. That's how you raise irresponsible children who end up being snowflakes and criminals, who can't figure out their gender. Right? That's what happens. You need to be hands-on. The things that matter, we should be hands-on. Your income is one of the most important things in your life. And I know that's not what culture says, but that's the fact. Without income, you can't build wealth. You guys hear me talk about the sacred account all the time. The sacred account this, the sacred account that. Guess what? You can't do anything with it if you don't have income. You can't invest if you didn't save. Therefore, you can't invest if you didn't have income. Do not ever make any source of income out to be bad. It's such an important thing. It's such a good thing. You want more income. Guys, I do active income. I do passive income. I do in the middle. It doesn't matter. I'm going to take all of it and save 40% of it and put it into assets. Now here's the last thing, the trading time for money part. You are going to trade your time for something. And I want to take your focus off of trading time for money. Anytime you're looking at money as the sole thing, it's never good. I want you to trade your time for purpose. Forget about the money. Trade for a moment. Don't forget about forever, for a moment. Trade your time for purpose. If you were trading your time for purpose, would you ever want to quit? No, it's your purpose. You'd be like, this aligns. This is something I love doing. Of course I'm happy with it. I don't want to retire. I don't want to quit. I'm not looking to get out of the rat race. My purpose is not a rat race. Okay, good. Now let me ask you this question. If while you were trading your time for purpose, someone happened to give you money for it, would you be mad? Would you be like, that was active income. How dare you, sir? You take that money back right now. That's active. And the rich dad who doesn't actually have a rich dad said that you shouldn't do this. No. Income is income. If you're aligning your purpose, your time, your energy with your purpose, that's going to pay off in the end. Now here's the other thing. When you get the money, align it with your purpose. I don't believe your purpose is to never do anything again and never lift a finger again. I don't believe your purpose is to get passive income so you can golf all day and go to the beach for the rest of your life. I don't think that's a real purpose. That's selfish. Right? Andrew Carnegie in Gospel of Wealth, he believes, and I believe too, guys, it is your responsibility to society, if you've built wealth, to teach them how to do it and to use your wealth for the betterment of this planet. That's a fundamental principle of mine. That aligns with the way I invest. That aligns with the way I give. That aligns with where I save my money. Right? That's my key guiding principle. It's got to help other people. It's got to make the quality of life better for myself, my loved ones, and the world around me. And if it doesn't check those three things off, it doesn't matter if it's passive. It doesn't matter if it's active. It doesn't matter about the taxes. It doesn't fulfill my three main guiding points. I'm not going to do it. And you shouldn't either. Right? So what is the lesson today on today's Fetta Facts? All income is good income, unless it's criminal, right? If it's criminal, it's not good income. That's the only type of income that's bad income, and it's not the income, it's the activity, right? The money comes as a byproduct because value was exchanged. Okay, value to a criminal or a drug dealer or whatever is still valuable to them. It's just not good in society's eyes. So as long as it's not criminal, don't hate on the income. Don't worry that you traded time for it. You're going to trade something for it, and if you didn't trade time for anything, you didn't have to trade time for money, what would you do with your time? And if you could get paid for it, whatever you're trading your time for, align it with your purpose, get paid for it, that's not such a bad thing, is it? So guys, I hope this Fetta Facts has been helpful. Thank you for watching. Like, share. Go ahead do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Hit the little subscribe button. We're going to have more content like this coming out. See you next time. I want to thank you for watching my video. If you learned something from this, if it was value to you, what I'd like to do is I'd actually like to give you a free copy of my book, Blueprints Financial Freedom. This is perfect for those that are on my channel learning this stuff and you want to take it to the next level. So if you go to the link jerryfetta.com, just my first and last name, jerryfetta.com/B2F promo, or click the link in the description, grab a free copy, we'll send it out to you. Can't wait to get you a copy in your hands.